Guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Open Siljeur on Cape Town TV. As always, I'm your host for the show. My name is Danny Kambo. And yes, we've got another exciting show for you guys today because we know it is July, it's the month of Nelson Mandela, and what a good way to give back than with the Siljeur family. Yes, we've got the Siljeur Foundation with us in studio today, and also the prime funder who is from the FSSI installations. So just to get to know them guys a little bit more, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Is awesome.
I like the energy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just for those that's watching at home, can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself? You know, your name, surname, and also your position within the organization.
All right. Danny, I'm Regan Siljeur. I'm the co-founder of the Siljeur Foundation.
Okay.
And I'm Heidi Siljeur. He and our siblings, and I'm also co-founder, and I'm also the project secretary, and Regan is the chairman of the foundation.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Ihsan Tofi, and I'm one of the sponsors.
And Tofi, where are you from?
We call it Cape Town, Lansdowne in Cape Town. The company operates from Lansdowne.
Yeah. Okay, and the company is?
FSSI Installations.
FSSI Installations. Yeah. Wow. So guys, like I said, welcome to the show. Guys, it's watching it from home, guys. You're also welcome. So just to get in depth with this organization, because this is an amazing initiative that you guys have got going on, you know. So just tell us a bit of history as to how this came about.
Well, Danny, very much it was in memory of our parents, Maureen Siljeur and Ronnie Siljeur. Bit of a background, in 2010, my father, Ronnie Siljeur, was diagnosed with emphysema.
Okay.
And it was a 7 months of a hard struggle because as a family, we were extremely close. It was just the four of us, and we were always brought up that family is the best.
Mm-hmm.
So when Dad got emphysema, it was a bit of a struggle. Obviously, he had passed away after 7 months of having emphysema, and that was in 2010. 2014, Heidi was diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
Wow.
And Mom had devoted all of 2.5 years to look after Heidi and her chemotherapy and her radiation, and just to be her support structure. Heidi obviously subsequently is cancer-free, and then in 2017, Mom had developed a flu, what we thought was the flu at the time, and obviously we've gone to the doctor, and the doctor would give antibiotics, and it had actually turned out that she had stage 4 lung cancer. And that pretty much shook our world, and within 6 weeks, she had gone from stage 4 lung cancer to dying. And the foundation at the end of the day was all about, and still today is about, leaving a legacy. What legacy do you leave behind? So the structure and how we came about the Siljeur Foundation was primarily based on our parents.
Wow. And I mean, cancer is not an easy topic to touch on, you know.
It isn't.
And if it affects somebody that is close to you, a relative, like Heidi, you that have gone through it, can you just tell us how has that experience been for you, and what was your reaction when you heard the news?
You know, it actually started off with cancer is an insidious disease. It doesn't present itself as cancer initially. My mom had the flu, and then it turns out to be stage 4 lung cancer. I had continual bladder infections. And it turned out that I had ovarian cancer, and the tumor had wrapped itself around my bladder, and that's why I had this bladder infection. And so I go to the doctor for another bladder infection and antibiotics, and he says, "Heidi, something is not right here. This doesn't make sense to us." And we go off and we do an MRI, we do a scan, and it turns out to be stage 2 ovarian cancer.
Oh, stage 2 already.
Stage 2, yes. Yeah. And you know, when I remember sitting in the doctor's surgery, and you waiting for that punch to hit you, because you know you're in trouble, you know. And stage 2, and the first thing we said was, look, let's just first have surgery, and then we'll deal with it in stages. And that's what cancer is. It's how you deal with it that is the decision between whether you make it or whether you don't, besides the illness itself, because it's an illness that not only saps you physically, it's an illness that saps you on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. And it's a disease where you've got to say, you know what, I'm up for this fight. And even if it means that I fight and I don't survive it, the fact is I fought you till the bitter end. And after chemotherapy and all those sorts of treatments, I'm lucky to be a survivor today. And when we look back, and Regan and I as Christians, we always look at the events that happen in your life that don't make sense, but a year and a half later, 2 years later, it makes sense because now you've had an experience.
Yeah.
And you can speak of your experience within a charity because you understand it. It's the same thing with mum dying and mum being ill. Mum looked after me. And when she was ill, I looked after her. And so it's that journey that brings you to, well, Regan phones me up and says, we need to start a charity. And I'm like, okay, we're starting a charity. Because it's out of the blue for him to have said something like that to me. And it was, okay, we need to do this, so let's do it. But it stems from a personal experience where you understand what it is like to watch somebody that you love struggle with an illness and to watch them pass on. And that conversation that you have. I remember the Friday before the Saturday she passed on, he was with her, and it was his free time with her because I was at work. But it gave them the opportunity to have this in-depth conversation. And then Saturday it was my turn. And then you say to yourself, we need to let mum go. And it's difficult to reach that stage, but you love your family so much and you say, well, I don't want to have them suffer anymore. So we need to let her go. Same thing with dad, we said we need to let dad go. And it breaks your heart. But you know, our family bonds are very, very tight and very strong. And so Regan and I can still carry on today, supporting each other. We supported each other when mum died, when dad died, and and so you are with a charity. Through our experience, turning grief into something positive.
Yes, that's important. And you know, Regan, for you being the last person to see mom alive, I mean, it must have been a drive within you to want to start something like this. And when you do something that's driven with ambition and a specific purpose, it does get successful, and you guys have reached great success, which we're going to speak about later into the show. But we're just going to take we're going to take a short break now. We didn't exclude you yet. We're coming to you. Okay, we're just going to take a short break. For those that's watching at home, guys, do not go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Alright guys, welcome back to it. If you just tuned in, you're not too late. You're watching Open Studio on Cape Town TV. As always, I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Kamboa. And yes, like I mentioned earlier on, we've got an exciting and informative show for you guys today, because joining me in studio is three lovely people who's from the Siljeur Foundation and also FSSI installation company. So we spoke a little bit more, guys, about the background, you know, the sensitive topic of, you know, losing your parents to cancer, to cancer, and dad was emphysema. Okay, and you also, Heidi, being
Cancer survivor.
Yeah, cancer survivor also yourself, which sets a foundation as to why you wanted to start this organization. All right, so now we know why it started. Now we want to know when did it start and where is it currently being operated.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. So the foundation was officially registered with the Department of Social Development in January of 2018. So we are on the list of registered NPOs, and once you do that, they give you an official NPO number, which means that you are a legal entity that can operate.
Okay.
Our primary focus area is Mitchell's Plain, Strandfontein, simply because we grew up in Mitchell's Plain. And so we serve in our home area first because it's a dire need. But that's not to say that, in particular with our Dignity project, that if somebody or an NPO outside of Mitchell's Plain contacts us and requires assistance, that we won't assist. But definitely priority is Mitchell's Plain, Strandfontein area.
Wow, and like we mentioned earlier, it's all about giving back to the community, you know. And like I said, the man that knows a lot about giving back to the community is Mr. Siljeur, Mr. Irtishan.
Irtishan. No. A lot of people get it wrong, my friend. Don't worry. You're not the first one, so don't feel bad.
All right. Okay, I got it somewhere there. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are you are currently running the company, the FSSI installations. Can you just before we get into deeper as to why you started you became part of the Siljeur Foundation, can you just tell us what is FSSI?
Oh my, thank you very much for that. FSSI is an electronic installation company.
Okay.
We deal with electronic equipment such as DSTV or satellite television, OVHD, CCTV installations, home theater, you know, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
No, we're a basic electronic installation company. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, electronics is very far
Yeah.
from chronic and cancer and stuff
Oh,
like
no.
that. So, how did you get involved? What motivated you to become part of the Siljeur Foundation?
Okay, as a person that is conscious about things that is going on, this has been instilled in me by my parents, obviously. You know what I mean? When you get to a position where you can give back, you know, in the beginning of anything, when in business, you're always struggling to get this and that, and you know, you got your family to sort out, you got so many kids, and blah, 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 the whole story. But when you get to a position where you can give back, please, you must. You must make that a concerted effort, that you get in touch with people that are doing good work like these two guys over here. Myself and Regan were friends way before he even started their foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was always speaking about doing something. And I mean, we had like a genuine conversation when I said, as soon as you start something, my friend, I'm there. And before, it was just like, you know, it was like something that you just say on a whim. But when he became serious about it, I definitely became serious about it.
Yeah.
And I've been supporting him ever since.
Yeah, well, and I believe that you are the primary funder of this organization. So how is that journey been like for you? You know, like you mentioned, you struggled yourself to get to where you are right now, and now you are freely giving back. So how has that experience been like for you?
You see, you must literally go out with them, man, to these different community centers and so forth, man, to truly understand what it is that you're actually getting involved in. Because we are, in general, I'm talking about myself, I'm a Joe Soap, man. You don't really get the true, you know, impact that is going on outside.
Yeah.
When we're talking about cancer survivors or cancer patients and so forth, or just generally ill or ill people, you know what I mean? When you come into contact with it and your eyes are open, my friend, you are in for a very rude awakening.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even like they'll mention, oh, he's doing so much, but I don't feel that I even can do enough by myself. There's no way.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah.
The need is too great.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
touch on what Sunny is saying is that we find a lot of donors that will just give you a check and go away.
Yeah.
And we've always said that we wanted to have an investment. We want to have a relationship with a donor or a sponsor so that we can take them on the journey with us.
Yeah.
Because like Sunny says, you think you know, and then when you're faced with this patient in front of you and you meet Mr. and Mrs. X and you see where your funding is actually going to, that's when it really touches you.
Wow.
Then you understand the scope of what it is that we're trying to achieve, and through his sponsorship, he's able to help us achieve.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about the Siljeur Foundation, it's not even about FFSI installations, it is about that person at the end of the equation that we want to assist.
Wow.
It's that person that's important to us.
Yeah.
And so we talk about you guys are doing well over a year and a half. That is neither here nor there for us. It's about we need to make sure that we use our resources to be able to give Mrs. A and B or C what they need that can't afford it. How do we make their life better? And we always say we're the conduit. The three of us, we're just a conduit. We find the funding, we find the resources, but it is to serve a greater purpose than what we are doing.
Yeah.
And that's very important.
Wow.
And to do that, we need to be able to ensure that we have proper investor relations with businesses, because then it works. You know, I've always said that I don't want to start something and then we stop and we go away, because then what is that? What did we achieve there? We gave somebody a lollipop, but we're taking it back. You understand? So we need to be able to say invested funding from a sponsor, and that is why Sunny is so great at it, because he understands the journey. He's been there. He's seen the people that is benefiting from it.
Wow.
Also, just want to add on to that, man. We're not, look, I speak for we. It's because I feel that I'm a partner of the Siljeur Foundation. We're not going to say no to the people that want to give checks and go away.
No, absolutely not.
Don't get it twisted, because we understand that guys have got a lot of responsibility in their businesses, man. Not to say that I don't. It's just that I take an extra effort, man, to get involved in this thing.
Yeah.
And since I've been involved, my father was also diagnosed with cancer. You know what I mean, he had his bladder removed and his prostate removed. And he's going in for his chemotherapy soon. You know what I mean? So after getting involved in this, something happened. You know what I mean? Now it's that I'm directly affected by it, and I'm glad that I'm involved already, so that we can, we actually benefiting from this little partnership.
All right. Well, we're just going to take another short break quickly, guys. When we come back, and then we're going to continue with our conversation. So for those that's watching at home, guys, please, I urge you to not go anywhere. Stay tuned. Buckle your seatbelt. We'll be back after this. Hey guys, welcome back. We're almost at the end of the show, guys, but if you tune in, you're never too late. There's always time to learn something new, and that's what we're all about in today's show, because joining me in studio is three lovely members from FSSI installation and also the Siljeur Foundation. All right, we've spoken a little bit more about the background, okay, about how the organization started, with a bit of a heartfelt moment, you know, where we could share with you guys what you've gone through, what you've experienced to lay a foundation to start this initiative. Also, the need to get people involved, you know, specifically funders, you know, because you've got a community. It's just to get the fundings and just to help the project go. Now, for those that's watching at home that's currently a funder and is wondering, okay, where's my money going to? What are you currently doing at this foundation? So can you just take us through that?
At the moment, our main focus is adult diapers, and we've coined the phrase Project Dignity. So what Project Dignity is we had a drive for 4 months where Ikshan and FSSI installations had donated 6,500 adult diapers to the community, and various NPOs as well as private homely patients that need some help with adult diapers. At the end of the day, it's about the basic humanity of someone who's either going through cancer or needs an adult diaper because they're elderly. And we know that diapers are extremely expensive, you know, and it's for somebody who's a pensioner, for an example, that government grant at the end of the month does not cover even basic necessities. We all know that. And then you still have to ask yourself about the humanity of just going to the toilet. And it becomes such a need, and we found that it's become such a need that is just what we are focusing on now, is the provision of more adult diapers so that we can better serve the community with people who need just the basic, very basic requirements of humanity.
Yeah. So what is Match Legacy, or Legacy Match?
The Legacy Match
Legacy
was a cricket game, because I'm very much involved with cricket, as well as Heidi. And the Legacy Match was an awareness on prostate cancer and male awareness. Now, one of our members in the foundation, Douglas Johnson, has had prostate cancer. So what we tried to get was, and it was quite successful, was 2 cricket clubs, Mitchells Plain Cricket Club and Secrets Cricket Club. They are all based in Mitchells Plain. They played a game where we highlighted the awareness that men also have issues. Me and you, we all need to go to the doctor, get our prostate exam. It's no different from women. And we wanted to highlight how men are also in the spotlight, where it's not just about breast cancer, or it's not just focused on females. Men do it as well. Men go through it as well. So the game was based on the awareness of prostate cancer.
Wow, I mean, and males get breast cancer as well.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Ahead of it.
Yes.
Wow, this is very, it's very heartwarming to see that people are actually taking action to help where the whole hope was lost, you know. You guys are based in Mitchells Plain right now, and I'm sure you're wanting to expand.
Correct.
You want to grow further. So where do you see yourself in the next five years, so to speak?
Well, in the next 5 years, I think we'd like to be in a financial sound status where we know that we can, at least for an entire year or each year, be able to provide the appropriate amount of diapers to the NPOs. I mean, we're looking at about 150,000 Rand a year on diapers so that we can give it away to NPOs. So our primary focus for the next 5 years is to be able to get the funding where we can say, right, we don't have to worry about raising funds on our own. We've got donors on board and we can run with this project. I mean, at the moment we run this project and we run the charity part-time because we all work full-time. You know, so to be in that space where it's getting that funding, that is what our priority is at the moment.
Okay, so if there's, like I mentioned, if there are any funders watching right now, how can they get a hold of you? How can they get involved?
Very simple. On our website, siljeurfoundation.co.za. On the actual website, we'll have mine and Heidi's details, all our email addresses and contact numbers. You can get hold of us there.
Okay, and you, sir? I mean, you are the primary funder, so I mean, if you are funding this initiative, I would want to, you know, spend my money with you, so you can. I mean, I'll get all the households to call you for installation.
Oh, please, no, because we have sort of vowed, I've sort of vowed for the rest of my life to be involved in charity. That giving back story, I'm not going to pull back from that, not anytime soon. And I'm sure that they will vouch for me, that they have to sometimes rein me in, because I want to go, I sometimes go a little bit too far. You know, they're more realistic on what we can do with what we have. I am just a little bit out of the water, but thanks to both of them for keeping me in track. You know what I mean? The company is based in Lansdowne. Okay, so we on the corner of Lockerbie and Lansdowne Road. We newly moved because the premise is a little bit bigger. We needed some bigger space for the team. And they can contact us. We've also got a website. The website address is fwsi-installations.co.za.
Okay.
There's my email address and all of those type of things. If they want have any questions for me specifically as an investor, if they want to talk about from the investment point of view, I'll explain to them how I'm doing it or how I get involved in it and so forth. But I'm more of a hands-on type of investor, man. I don't just put my money in and off I go. Like she says, here's your check and off I... No, it's not that I want to watch the money, because believe me, these two people, I can vouch for them. They're credible, right? So it's not the issue of watching the money and seeing where the money is going. It's not like that. It's about, you know, it's really difficult to express what that experience does for you as a person. You know what I mean? That opening of your eyes. When somebody says, it opens your eyes, my friend, come see this thing. It's not a joke. I promise you, it's not a joke. Your eyes are open wide, my friend. And then tears, they roll. Because I've seen parents, their children, not treating them well. Like he says, diapers. Parents don't want to buy, the children don't want to buy diapers for their parents. And their parents are in like community centers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so unfortunately, we have come to the end. There is so much we can speak about this, guys. For those that's watching at home, there is so much you can learn. Go out there, check out the social media platforms. Go out there and visit the websites, guys. You will be amazed at what you will find. If you are an investor and you want to invest with them, please do so. Go to FWSI and go and install something there, or get in contact with the Siljeur family, and let's get it moving, guys. So for now, I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for coming, guys. Until you're welcome. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.